this match, winner will be guaranteed top 3 straight to winners finals.
The end bracket, and we're going to clear.
Is in for Woah Chills. The draft right there. The Luna is online. It's going to be a crazy game.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Woah Chills at their normal shenanigans, ZZZ, blowing people out of the water. We had Borg come in for a little bit and do some KOing, doing some getting for himself. But we're back to the classic, and I'm here for it. We also have a Zen on the table here. Who's the Centauro?
I didn't notice that one, but it's going to be Taco on the Centauro midfield. A pick. Kind of funny. Pioneered by Borg. Going to be coming out right now through Taco and piloting it in his teammate Stead and going in right here. We have Sundubu. Sundubu has so far just been on an incredibly dominant run. Their last match, they won 3-0 against EKC. You know, the 4th seed, I believe, seed higher than them. And meanwhile, Woah Chills is taking out the 1st seed. You know, a lot of upsets coming out here. But Breezy getting upset, and he's not on the field anymore, taken down. And obviously the damage, the KOs are going to be incredibly prevalent here. I think Taco is going into the Centaur midfield, I just realized, because of the Super Surge start. That's 30% more damage coming out from your midfielder. And that's going to be really brutal to take care of. Soondubu is just going to have to try and survive throughout all of this. They still Rasmus, great comp for core control, but obviously not really going out there and brawling it up. They do have the open net, but they just have to find an opportunity to get in there.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you were mentioning the Centauro being kind of pioneered by Borg, popularized by Borg, but I've also seen Woah Chills kind of putting on the last call pants in general here, because the Centauro midfield Luna forward was a popular pick for the Freezy Breezy Borg variant of last call. And now here they are getting KOs in the goal box. ZZZ takes out shape-shifting, and we're on a power play now. Cake still has a flip in the back, but not too long until ZZZ finds the goal there in the top corner. That's the first point of the match, a longer one than I anticipated.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't think it would. I thought this would be like a lightning fast game, you know, just KOs back to back to back, blown up. But we have been seeing the KOs, but both goalies holding really well. A great strike from ZZZ though. Will be
First point, just crazy, like.
Seal the deal. Well played, but now they're still having this dominance, crushing it in the corner right here. Got one barrier, looking for more, looking really good, and this is absolutely to be expected from the team that has been going on this crazy run, taking out Gramella right there. Both barriers open, but both barriers down on both sides. Just great work. I don't know. This might just be their set to take. Taco just closing it right there, looking to get something done. Another KO. It's unbelievable.
The prize fighter stacks are in full swing, and ZZZ is continuing his lust for blood. Taco with a nice little slice and dice into passive will find the second goal there, and it's an early 2-point lead for Woah Chills.
Yeah, I think if you told me before this game, and I was told, and kind of disingenuous to say that, but that it would be ZZZ instead of Borg. Big fan of the guy, but obviously Borg, Nassau player, super successful. Played really well in this last game that we saw. You know, you tell me all that and I'd be like, okay, this should be a pretty nice Soondubu win. But they're really turning that narrative upside down. Just ZZZ gotta be max prize fighter stacks, blowing them up. The damage that's being found on Soondubu is just so brutal.
Yeah, and they're trying to send some of it back, right? We're seeing ZZZ take a lot more damage in this point in particular. They recognize that he's kind of the big threat here, but they're not finding a kill. It's still 3Z that's the one that's staggered in the midfield. Taco almost kills him there with the eye rush. Yeah, the KOs aren't stopping anytime soon, and Cakes is just kind of left to defend the goal. He's doing perfectly fine at it right now.
Yeah, holding it down, not letting 3Z just not able to play. Gramella catching a pass from 3Z though, able to put it in. What a full bar stagger is able to do for you. Really nice. But here, might be able to come back. We are on Borg's bouncy barn. staple of the guy. Not here right now. Really sad. Really just a tragedy. But one barrier down. A flip on Grimella might be able to get the second one. And it looks like it will be. A lot of damage coming out from the crater. But Grimella looking for it all right here. The Estelle Rasmus is looking in full effect. Even though 3Z is on death's door. Great passes though. Up from 3Z to Grimella, back down into the bottom corner. And suddenly, we're all tied up.
Yeah, that was some really effective baiting of all the Estelle and Rasmus abilities by Woah Chills, but at the end of the day, Grimella and 3Z, those guys might know how to left click a little bit. They're pretty good at the strikes. They find it. They'll tie it up 2-2 here, and we're back at the Era's orb map for the final Clarion variant of this set. It's going to be a hot contention, and ZZZ is already creating another power play for Chills.
Yeah, Grimella dropping down, going to be back in 6 seconds, and in the meantime, one barrier's gone down. Cakes is just playing on this midfield line, getting his midfielder reps in right now. 3Z almost KO'd by the flip. Grimella down again, though, and we've got another power play for Woah Chills. 3Z getting the orb, looking big, has a lot of stats, just taking down Taco with the hook, smiting that guy, taking a lot of damage, losing that extra stagger you get from the orb. But Grimella going for it all on the barrier, unable to, saved by Cakes' flip. And here, barrier down. Sundubu has the opportunity, despite the 2 power plays. It goes to show how strong this team is. But ZZZ jumps in, and the Expanse is unable to take it. Either team could win right here. And oh my god! Great strike from ZZZ there off the pass from Taco. Holy moly, Woah Chills taking the first set.
And I have to imagine he was rocking 200 power there with the Era orb power and the prize fighter stacks.
That thing went so fast.
Insane draft for them. Walk me through this. Walk me through this. This is crazy.
Perfect form Zentaro. Bang. Heavy impact coming in the back. Someone on Sundubu is going to have to take that Deadeye. It's going to be shape-shifting. Never... Deadeye Atlas could be pretty good, especially if you get missile prop, but just not quite what you want to see. Cakes taking the reverb. Took it last game. I think just really likes having that extra CDR, which is, of course, wonderful for Juno. Size onto 3Z Breezy, and a recovery drone could be pretty big. I don't know. All of this damage coming out from Woah Chills might be too much for a single recovery drone, but the opportunity to get one good save, one good revive could be really nice. Other than that, specialized training onto ZZZ is pretty big. Things were looking pretty undeniable against the Luna here. Big benefit of the pick, and oh my god, a KO has been found. Shapeshifting is down. ZZZ is also down, equalizing the prize fighter stacks back to 1, but big KO, no goalie is always just such a big deal.
Yeah, flashing back to the Cakes reverb pick, I also have to feel like it's playing into the KO win condition, right? If you're taking the survivability, they can't get survivability. But Grimella says, I don't need stagger to score goals. Wins the strike war in the enemy goal box. We'll get a 1-point lead for the Soondubu Strikers. Coming out with a little bit more heat in this first set. No longer dying as much as they were.
Yeah, it's really interesting. 3Z Breezy has been staggered most of the game. Just been taking the brunt of it. But Grimella, every time he's died, I think he was at full or most of his stagger. It seems like they're really able to find all of these hits onto 3Z, and Grimella is just maneuvering around all of it. But of course, still finding himself next to the wall. ZZZ though, getting real beat up right here. Just full Crystal Thorns. They're giving it their all to take down this guy, which makes sense. You do not want to see him with 3 prize fighter stacks. We saw it last set, and it was just terrifying. And we're seeing him here just on the core control too. Doesn't need chaos to get insane value, getting that barrier looking great. And Caked is just unrelenting, not letting this one barrier down. And Grimella's down again.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful bait once more. Taco holding Grimella in place, making sure ZZZ gets the free shot off. That seems to be their game plan, right? ZZZ plays far away from the play, and then Taco ensures that the core is being focused on by Grimella and 3Z. They managed to find the second barrier here. Cakes with a flip on the back line does manage to send the slime up, but ZZZ is struggling to get through all of these Atlas abilities. Atlas, that's the last primary out right there. That means it is now an open Atlas. Grimella trying to take some brunt off of the goalie here. 3Z gets the recovery drone back. Tries to flip it in. Grimella, the Crystal Thorns, not enough to find it. And now 3Z's off the map. ZZZ with a flip in the enemy net. Shapeshifting has cooldowns back up, but will they be enough to keep the point alive? Grimella trying to make a solo goal here. Gets sent back down to Taco, now with a flip of his own. He burns it early, though, and 3Z's back on the board to equalize on the other side of this power play. Nice Celestial intervention there to prevent another power play going the way of Woah Chills. And the core is going red all over the bouncy castle. Grimella finds it in a shocking turn from last set. Now it is Soondubu Strikers with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, despite all the KOs coming out, all the damage, and it is really coming out. Sundubu's able to just hold on, especially in the open net. Really, really well played there. And, you know, eventually you're able to get your opportunities. Grimella, though, got the orb, shot down. He's so big. Cannot miss that guy. Dash punch by ZZZ. I think he's had 3 prize fighter stacks by now. Just, he's everywhere. He's always getting these KOs. Almost got the barrier there, but good ball movement from Soondubu, able to get it around. 3Z, though, looking low, and it's just the story of this game. Just tried to get an orb, denied by Cakes on the jump, looking for this barrier, but Cakes just won't let this barrier drop. The iron wall on the Juno of all things, just really, really impressive. There it goes, but, you know, it's Sundubu, I think, has just been having a lot of trouble getting their offense together.
Oh, that was a really nice, clean board flick attempt there by Taco, but 3Z gets a nice breakaway here. This is Soondubu's attempt to hopefully just equalize the sets here. They're making progress. 3Z almost catches it there with a nice dribble, but Cakes is there to catch it with the jump. Another power play for Woah Chills, and the barriers are down. They're looking to turn the set around. A nice strike from Shape-Shifting will send it away. 3Z hooks it, misses the strike. ZZZ can't take the shot. 3Z holds it back until Grimella is there. The orb's about to be cracked again as well. ZZZ going in for it, but 3Z's the one who ends up with all that size, power, and cooldown. He's massive now, but Woah Chills managed to clear it around him once again. They find a kill on to ZZZ. Massive, massive value, reducing those prize fighter stacks and getting a power play here. Taco burns the core flip. Passes from Grimella and 3Z in front of the net. Forces out Cakes' flip, but he will keep the goal alive. ZZZ back on the table now. This might be one of the longest Clarion points on this variant I've ever seen. They're keeping it alive, though. Woah Chills has another offense attempt here. Taco grabs the orb this time. It's back over to Cakes, 3Z, and Grimella, but he saves it with the jump again! It doesn't keep it alive, though. The Soondubu Strikers are hot on his heels, and 3Z will close out the set for them.
Just the Woah Chills defense is insane. And again, you just wouldn't expect it from this Juno, but this guy is everywhere. I feel like he always has a flip, and it's just because he's doing so much. He's always throwing out slimes, getting a ton of value, generating that energy, and it's so tough to break. The adrenaline rush, though, big deny from ZZZ, you know how it is, but also a nice pickup. He's been getting some KOs. 1-2 punch being denied from Cakes as well. Just taking the resilience, not letting any of Soondubu pick up that survivability, but I feel like Shape-Shifting wouldn't really want it. Takes the glass cannon, which I think is pretty bold, you know, with all the just everything coming out, but of course not a lot of it's going to him. Dinger on ZZZ, though, could be pretty influential if he's able to just get he's already getting enough damage, so this is just, you know, going overboard all the way, making sure that no one has a full stagger bar on Soondubu.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of Soondubu's victory here is going to depend on ZZZ not taking any more of them off the map. 3Z had a really nice run up the field there that will give them an early point here. They seem to be doing really solid in the core control department. It is literally just a matter of how many power plays Soondubu can prevent Woah Chills from getting, because, I mean, they make the most of them. 3Z's back at it. 10 seconds in, and we've already got both barriers down.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it seems like he's figured out what's been going wrong. You know, got Cakes' number, able to get in there. But now, Woah Chills on the collapse in the corner, able to win all their strike wars and force it right through, getting another point on the board, tying up this set. And they were able to do it with no KOs, which, you know, you wouldn't expect from this team, with especially after watching those first few sets. But, you know, really nice, showing that they've still got it. But again, 7 seconds this time. 3Z is just on a tear, and a great Rose Warp from Grimella is going to be putting it in. Soondubu looking to end this set early, wants it done right now.
Yeah, I don't even think that they got any, like, awakenings that have really transformed their ability to succeed in this game. Soondubu just decided to turn on the switch. They're just going now. He gets the ad rush proc and the kill on ZZZ. 3Z going at it. But Taco's actually holding strong in the reverse power play.
Yeah, definitely. ZZZ back now. Only one barrier able to get gotten. A lot of damage onto Taco, though. ZZZ goes for the KO attempt, the dash punch. Taco goes down. 3Z still alive. A lot of damage coming out, but this barrier is still up. Cakes has a flip. Made a great save. Now the ball on Soondubu's side. They're looking for something, but a great pull from 3Z. Not going to be enough, though, because Taco is back, able to save it right on respawn, right in the nick of time. 3Z taking a ton of damage, getting hit by the Zen primary, and just Cakes is back. These players are taking turns just reading each other, figuring things out. 3Z looking low, but Cakes will just not let this barrier go down.
He's got so much patience back there, is winning against so many abilities. Finally, 3Z is able to clutch it, though. A little flip pass down to Grimella here. 3Z is low here, but does have the recovery drone if ZZZ decides to take it out here. It does look like they're trying to find the kill. The Celestial Intervention gets it, but that's an own goal from the Taco's Oni's Blade. That's another set for the Soondubu Strikers, and they're now a set up.
Yeah, explosive finish to that series, but we're seeing the extra special 3Z going all in on these hook KOs. Just definitely want to deny it from ZZ as well. Hey, sometimes it's a little slow. Rapid fire, though, not what you want to see. The stagger swagger, though, is exactly what you want to see. Almost surprised ZZZ didn't take that. Just such a nice awakening for staying alive. Grimella just not worried about getting staggered anymore. Going to be hanging out. Taco getting that twin drive. Spark going to shapeshifting, not letting the focus get to Cakes. He has the reverb. He has the spark of resilience. You do not want to see that guy get spark of focus and a ton of KO or CDR. You don't want to see this guy get double barrier.
5-second goal!
And then owned in 5 seconds. Sundubu just showing him who's boss. This is what I would expect from this team that's gone as far and as dominantly as they have. Just crazy point right there. And that guy's dead now.
The KOs have turned completely in the other direction. The glove is on the other hand now, and Soondubu Strikers are not letting it swap back. Yeah, shapeshifting pushing all the way up to the midfield here in the power play. It does unfortunately get cleared away, but yeah, this is the Soondubu Strikers that we all know and love. 3Z is non-stop pressuring KOs on the wall now. Cakes having to play for his life here in the goal box. So much patience, but there's only so much you can do against a 3Z Grimella. But that's shape-shifting down! ZZZ back on his bullcrap, and it's another Woah Chills power play.
Yeah, oh my god, Grimella forced to hold right here. Looking to stay alive, doesn't have an evade, used it earlier to stay alive, trying to save the barrier in the first time. Shape-shifting coming back, but the barrier's down, the Grimella's down, the 3Z stagger not there. And that's going to be a point for Woah Chills, locked and loaded. And it looks like they have no intention of going down easy. Tough first point for them, but they are looking to bring it all back right here, right now.
Yeah, and this is Centauro midfield, but 3Z finds another KO here. That's an ad rush proc. Shape-shifting once more all the way up on the enemy side of the field, and Grimella will tap it in. That puts them up to match point here. Soondubu Strikers on the verge of taking the first game in this series. We are on the Obscura map, though, so there's a little bit more damage here that Woah Chills might be able to use to their advantage and keep this game alive a little longer.
Yeah, especially because the Atlas ult has come out right now, and so not going to be having that for another 50 seconds. Going to be tough to try and survive. 3Z been staggered this whole point. ZCZ looking pretty low, too. But that's both barriers down. ZCZ with the flip, just letting it rock right there. The missile, the dash, the whole 9 yards. And that's going to be another point tying up this set. Woah Chills is not out of it yet, and this is their chance to bring it to a set 5 on Borg's Bouncy Barn. And Vegas! Oh my god!
It's insane! Oni's Blade comes out, 3Z catches it, Cakes sending the core at mock speeds thanks to that spark of strength. 3Z gets a barrier, manages to find both barriers in the reverse power play as shape-shifting comes back online. 3Z just solos. Grimella and shape-shifting did not touch the core for the last 20 seconds of that game. It was just all 3Z.
I mean, 3Z solo is your favorite verse. Holy moly. Just
Cinema.
I wouldn't have expected it. That point was just disastrous from the start. you would not expect Soondubu to be bringing it back like that, but they did. Again, 3Z just rocking it right there. Beautifully well done, and that's going to be first game of this BO3 to the Soondubu Strikers. Woah Chills, can bring it back in the next 2 games, but I really feel like on Clarion, on the Super Surge Prizefighter start, that was a great opportunity for them, and things are going to be pretty rough in these next few games.
Yeah, that was kind of the Woah Chills' ideal start, right? And they put up one heck of a fight. I mean, taking a set off of the Soondubu Strikers is impressive enough, and then they were in hot contention for the sets from there on out. Like it was a very close game, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be a close series. But I think that your prediction is right. We're headed to Oni Village now. That takes a lot of the KO potential off of the field for sure. It's not too common to be putting up some crazy KO numbers on Oni Village, but this is ZZZ we're talking about.
Yeah, although I think they might be bringing in Borg. ZZZ has left the lobby.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, different game, whole different thing. And again, Borg played last game, has been playing the last few games for Woah Chills. I believe was there to defeat Demon's Raw. This guy, I said it earlier, but it's like he never left. Gonna be exciting to see if he comes back. If not, like you said, Oni Village, not the most KO heavy map, but ZZZ makes it happen on any map, especially because of how prevalent the speed lanes are on the sides. Really nice to just get those knockback KOs, dash punches, especially with the Luna from downtown, people on the line. It looks like ZZZ will be back in, so we'll be seeing him. I'm curious to see what Soondubu's going to ban, because if they want to, today I will look at the screen and we will figure out that they are banning Atlas. W.
Where are you seeing that? Oh, you're seeing it there.
Opposite.
Oh, okay.
My bad. They have banned Octavia, which is really fair. Octavia on Oni Village, just don't want to deal with that. And it looks like Soondubu then banned Atlas, not dealing with that at all. And hey, that's pretty fair. Just not letting that pick go through on Oni Village. They have a different plan. We're seeing the first pick, Luna,
and that's for Soondubu, right?
Is it?
Oh no,
Sides on the bottom.
Sides
okay.
on the bottom.
It's what got switched again. Okay, yeah. So this is Woah Chills with the Luna.
Okay, yeah.
Is that the Borg Luna? It is the Borg Luna, almost certainly. Okay, Borg Luna, Taco on the Rasmus, and Cakes on the Juno. I mean, if this guy can figure out a way to make Juno goalie work on Oni Village, I'm going to be absolutely blown away.
Yeah. Funnily enough, on a side stream, we saw EKC Soren playing Juno on Oni Village, and that guy...
Oh yeah, it is ZZZ. My bad. I keep forgetting it's not Borg, it's ZZZ. ZZZ Luna.
I'll say it. I just love watching Borg. It gets me excited. But hey, here we are. ZZZ again. ZZZ on the Luna. Gonna be really nice. I really think even a team like Soondubu can get caught off guard by these downtown dash punches. You just don't expect them, and it's so easy to play in the speed lanes along the sides. You load in and you're like, no Juliet, no X, no character that can really get these dash punches super confidently. You see Luna and you're like, she can do it, but I'll just watch out. I'll just pay attention, and then you
don't pay attention.
Yeah, easier said than done.
You let your guard up for 1 second, and ZZZ has punched you off the map. This is another Soondubu classic, though.
Yeah.
This is the Asher Estelle comp. If I'm not Asher. Yeah, is it Asher Estelle? Hold on.
Yep.
Things have been shaking up. Yeah, it's Asher Estelle. Okay, yeah. Mako Asher Estelle. Yeah, this comp had its heyday a while back.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little more common when you had it was like Asher before her primary rework. You would play her on the wall, and then Estelle would just hold all of the out clears. It's still a crazy good comp. You just play it a little differently now. Soondubu have been running it from the get-go,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited. I haven't seen them run it in a while, but that might just be because I haven't seen Soondubu Strikers in a while. They're bringing back.
It's beautiful. I love this Estelle Asher comp. I've always called it the finesse comp because that's what Finesse would play all the time. It would be Puffy on the Estelle, Joker on the Asher, and they would just bulldoze people because it's just two characters with incredible stuffing potential, and that's exactly what you need. The Mako in the back going to be providing so much speed, and it's wonderful. It's really, really effective, and we're going to be seeing them on Soondubu Village. Last LAN we saw the Soondubu Strikers. They, I believe, won 9-2 against Sad Boys on this map. Really, it's their map, and they haven't been playing since then, so it's been their map. You can't take it away from them until they lose. But we're here, we're back loading in, and I'm really curious. We've got the Rasmus midfield coming out from Taco. Woah Chills has always been the wildcard team. You never know what to expect with them, but this team comp on Oni Village, you see this, and it kills a Victorian Omega Strikers child. This is vicious, but they make it work. That's always the crazy part, is that they make it work. And here, I think they've got a lot of work to do to get through the Estelle, Asher, and the Mako in the back. But if any team can do it, it's absolutely Woah Chills.
Yeah, it does seem like on offense, they're willing to let Taco position a little more brawler-esque, standing in the primary range of the Rasmus and putting ZZZ on the wall. But when it comes to who comes back and defends, it's still Taco that's running back and trying to strike the core off of Grimella here. But we were talking about surely they're not going to kill on this map. Here's 3Z Breezy on the brink of being staggered in just 0.1. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, Yoshi.
I just don't get it. It might be time to hit the Woah Chills VOD review mines and just learn all their secrets. But right there, 3Z unable to get KO'd, staying alive, just holding on, barely not getting staggered. Has the slick kicks, which is really interesting. Just looking to be on the enemy side of the field and just tear it up with the slick kick speed in the enemy net. Really, really nice. I think that sounds awesome, especially into this Juno. We've seen Cakes just hold crazy style. We see 3Z going for an attempt on ZZZ's life, able to burn the flip, not let any of that happen. But, gonna be nice getting in there, just bulldozing that.
Oh my gosh.
The 1v2, not dropping that barrier. There it goes. But, I don't know, Soondubu Strikers are just, they've been so dominant all day, and it's looking like it's continuing. I struggle to see how Woah Chills gets their footing unless they can find this stray KO and make something happen.
Well, judging from ZZZ picking up the pummelers here, they're not looking for stray KOs. They're looking for KOs the whole way through, but it is the power play that falls the way of the Soondubu Strikers here. Shoes on the other foot for Woah Chills, but a nice Luna ult there from ZZZ pushes these 3Z. Too many Z names in this lobby out of the goal box, but another attempt from Soondubu will send it in. Early 2-point lead here. It's like you said, the stray KO is normally what you need, on Oni if you're gonna play a comp like this. I'm gonna be honest though, they're gonna need more than stray. They're gonna need more stray. They're gonna need the constant power play to overcome the power of the Soondubu Strikers.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's only set one. Anything can happen later on, but things are looking pretty rough. I think this is supposed to look rough for Woah Chills set one. It's the Estelle and the Asher. These two characters are just demons out the box. No setup required. Not like an Octavia where you gotta wait and get your awakenings. Not a Zen where you're looking for your perfect form, your super surge. You're just in there, and we're seeing it. We're seeing the KOs come out. This team just has a lot of damage potential, hitting people and the core at the same time, just crushing it. This team has all the stuff and potential they need, especially to get through the Juno. It's really tough for Woah Chills, but a great pass from 3Z up to shapeshifting on the strike shot. Looking to just keep possession right there. Shape has no energy. Could be an opportunity for Woah Chills, especially with Cakes on the flip. But, just kind of neutraling it out right now, waiting for any sort of opportunity. And there it is! A flip from 3Z on the midfield line, finding an opening in the defense. Going to be taking it right there, 3-0.
Yeah, another thing that's unfortunate about the Woah Chills comp is they don't really have anything to mark this Mako. So the Mako secondary just goes off. It just goes off for free. Luckily, though, there's no haste awakenings in this draft, so they won't have to worry about the Mako giving even more devilish speed to our teammates. But Grimella will be grabbing stacks on stacks regardless. So still plenty of speed going the way of the Soondubu midfielder. Rapid fire picked away by 3Z. I have to imagine that that's more of a deny from ZZZ, but the question becomes, if you're denying ZZZ, why are you letting him have ad rush? And speaking of insane picks, Among Titans Rasmus? I mean, if you're playing this dude in the midfield, I guess I get it. You really want him to have speed, but this guy loves size. And seeing someone grab Among Titans on Rasmus, it's a first time for me. The only other time I've seen this is Tempo Melon grabbing it as a troll pick in in-houses. But here Taco is playing it at one of the biggest Omega Strikers tournaments that's ever been.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Victorian Omega Strikers players, the beta players are just screaming right now, rolling in their graves. Just, it's brutal. But 3Z just taking all of this damage, definitely evading the hook. Very well done. But just he's a big sponge. He's got a lot of HP, not very quick, and moving around. But they have the net open. They have the flip. Looking for the angle, but Grimella on the strike war. Let that guy defend, but unfortunately, Grimella's going to be winning that and putting it in right there.
Yeah, Soondubu showing no signs of stopping, but 3Z is without evade here. So there's a decent chance for KO potential here. CZZ is going for him with the ult, but he uses the dash to escape. And shapeshifting is holding that barrier down strong. I don't think Soondubu is going to have any trouble if all three of them are on the board, but ZZZ is still going to go for it. It looks like they've kind of given up on KOing to some extent. I don't see them going the full-on kit dump, and Soondubu just roll over them once more.
Yeah, I think that they're... If I'm Woah Chills, I'm sitting here and I'm like, we've got the adrenaline rush on ZZZ, looking good. We can just phone it in for another set, get some damage, and then the game begins. And any sort of damage comp, you know, the first two sets are fake. It only gets rolling on that third set, you know, do or die, and ideally a lot of people are going to die. And, oh, just beautiful defense, masterclass from Cakes right there against the Mako Cage in that corner, saving the barrier, has a flip still. Again, this guy's just doing so much, he is so prevalent, always has a flip.
Look at Grimella marking ZZZ, putting his life on the line to save his goalie, but he has to leave to make the offense happen, and shapeshifting is staggered in the midfield. But mad respect to Grimella for defending shapeshifting there for a solid 7 seconds or so. Taco will find the KO here. No ad rush proc for ZZZ, but it is a power play for Woah Chills.
Yeah, and 3Z walking back, and the nice part about Asher Brawler is that you can always just have an Asher goalie if yours goes down, and just lock it in. The barrier down, shapeshifting back though. Grimella with a flip. Could be big, yeah, playing into it, 3Z passing to him, able to get it on his own on the clear right there. Things are looking rough for Woah Chills. I think, I'm feeling it in my bones. Grimella's looking for this flip right here. There it is, defended by Taco though, not gonna matter. 3Z close to his own though. Things, again, it's the only thought that I have, keeps rolling. Things are looking tough. This looks so difficult. What are you supposed to do against these, you know, storied veterans, these titans of Omega Strikers?
There it is. 3Z just pushes it in with the barrier beam. And you know what? Let's see if the prediction plays out, Yoshi. You said Woah Chills gonna phone it in. It all comes down to this draft. Do they have the damage win condition here? They have Stinger on the board. They have Super Surge for the Luna potentially. They have Missile Prop for the Luna potentially. But there's also a lot of survivability here for Soondubu.
Yeah.
Spark of Rezil going the way of Grimella there. I was about to say, I imagine we're about to see a Stagger Swagger pick up by 3Z. It's just another barrier towards that win condition, right?
Yeah.
It's that much harder to find those kills, find those power plays. Do you think that there's a world where Woah Chills are able to pull it off here?
That is Stinger Juno and Missile Prop ZZZ. And not even Luna, just the guy. That's pretty big. I think the Stagger Swagger on 3Z is going to be really nice. I think they can get through the Spark Resilience health on Grimella, though. They have a lot of damage. They have the opportunity. They're going to have their barriers for longer than 15 seconds, though. A great flip already.
No, the rocket.
Flip 15 seconds into the match. The rocket coming out. A lot's going on, but really, this, again, do or die. Woah Chills has to, you know, they got all of their damage. Exactly what they want. They have to get in now. I do think that the stacks on Grimella and Super Surge on Shapeshifting is going to be really tough because Now Soondubu is just, and the Stagger Swagger on 3Z, like, they all have a ton of speed, and they all have just so much coverage on this map that's all about coverage. It's really difficult to find these KOs for Woah Chills, but I don't think it's impossible. I think that they have the potential to do it. Not if ZZZ's taking a lot of this damage, though, and it feels like they've been shooting him a few times. You know, Gamel has a stray beam, and he says, we got to get this guy. You know, and that would just cut off all of their offense, and you know, obviously they can't win like that, forced into defense. It's tough. the Crater coming out on shapeshifting on the secondary, not letting that go through, makes a lot of sense, but we're just, it's slow going. Not anymore. The Brawlers are brawling it out, taking a ton of damage. ZZZ with the flip. Things are a little dangerous here for both teams.
ZZZ is trying to find the ad rush proc, but that Mako speed plus the Stagger Swagger just gives 3Z Breezy the speed he needs to find that second barrier. And instead it's ZZZ who's off the map here. Taco desperately trying to hold it down. Grimella sends it around his flip there. There's the piercing shot, bringing it right back up to Grimella. ZZZ now back on the field, but 3Z Breezy's already in your net. And that is a match point, series point for the Soondubu Strikers. Looking dire here as, once again, Taco is without evasion on the start of what could be the final point of this series.
Yeah, it all comes down to this. If Woah Chills is able to get their footing, get in there, and get the KOs, the barriers they need, they have one, looking for another. But here 3Z is just rushing through, trying to get his barriers. ZCC staggered. It's tough. All Woah Chills betters, I'm sorry, things are looking really rough. Unless ZCC still alive, able to make a great play, looking for anything, but the ball is just always in Soondubu's hands.
He's alive for now, though, and 3Z is looking worse for wear. ZZZ multitasking here, casts the rocket backwards, then takes the barrier. The net is open for the Soondubu Strikers, and Woah Chills are chomping at the bit to get the core in there and hope that it doesn't find its way into the hands of a 3Z Breezy with a core flip. He just uses it to kill! It's a power play for the Soondubu Strikers. Grimella has flip in front of the barrier here, but it's defended away by Cakes, who has a flip of his own. ZZZ dropping an ult on 3Z once more, but the barrier is found with a piercing shot and a Mako primary from shapeshifting on afar. Taco finds the power play right at the start of his respawn. 3Z Breezy off the map. Shapeshifting shut down off of the Mako secondary. And it's Taco and ZZZ trying to pass in front of the net here. But Grimella is perfectly marking the center between them, making sure that no passes are allowed. His stacks and stacks are up and running now, so he is ruling the midfield. Shapeshifting burns the flip. Now he's looking worse for wear, and ZZZ kills him with the dash in the back of the net. That's an ad rush proc and a flip. Taco hooks it around 3Z Breezy, and Woah Chills stay alive for at least one more point.
Oh my god. Hey, Woah Chills fans, we might be back. Because that was just the perfect series of events for Woah Chills to get everything that they needed. Just the KO on shapeshifting, the hook around 3Z. It was, just Sundubu had to put it in right there, and they weren't able to. And now, both barriers down for Sundubu again. This is their chance. I mean, they are just so back, chefing it up, looking for anything. Grimella on the breakaway, though, looking to get the core. 3Z posted up for a pass. Great save by shapeshifting. Every player in this match is just going, firing off on all cylinders. His shape almost dies, barely evades the rocket flip, going to ZZZ, trying to put it in. Grimella just not letting anything past him right now, though. The Mag Souls, the beam almost puts it in. Cake's able to save it, has a flip. 3Z burns his, and the pass! Oh my god, ZZZ puts it in the bottom. Third point, we've been on match point for the past two, but Woah Chills is here to tie it up. And if they can win this, I think that they can start scaling beyond what they already have and bring us to, set 5, maybe even win, just go all the way. This is their chance. They have to take it.
They're running in with an early energy advantage and grabbing the first barrier here, but 3Z is there to match it close behind. Cakes has a defensive flip here, and 3Z is looking worse for wear, actually staggered here with no evasion. Gets sent near the edge, but there we go. He's using the cheeky tactic, but he leaves his station on the wall for a split second, and Taco will take him off the map. It's another Woah Chills power play. This is their home plate. ZZZ flips, but it's stalled out by Grimella. Shapeshifting at half health. He gets dash punched by ZZZ. And it's another power play for Woah Chills. 3Z comes back on, taking in the de facto goalie role. Grimella forced to flip here in the middle of the Luna ult, and Cakes loses the barrier right there. He still has the flip, but that does mean that Woah Chills are the first ones with nothing but air at their backs. It could all end for them right here. Cakes desperately saves the goal. Grimella wildly sending abilities, and both nets are open now. 3Z encroaching upon the goal. Stalls out the flip. Cakes luckily able to get it around, but 3Z is once more staggered. He gets hooked, but Grimella is there to save them just in time. That's the Soondubu Strikers taking the set and the game and the series. Well played.
Oh my god, almost catastrophic for Soondubu Strikers. 3Z was on his way straight to the wall. Grimella there, clutched it at the very end, able to put it in, gets the MVP. Well deserved. Well played by Soondubu, and that's going to take them straight to winners finals of the whole tournament. They are guaranteed a top 3 finish right there. Just like last time they played at the LAN, clocking in 3rd. Looking to do better, absolutely. Tough game for Woah Chills, but they are guaranteed top 6, going straight, I believe, just straight to loser side top 6 in the bottom. You know, that's a great place to be, especially in a team. I don't even know what their seed is, you know, but they're here, clocking in top 6, really well played. Sundubu looking to win it all, going straight for winners finals.
And I'm looking forward to seeing more Woah Chills tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Or do we get to see more of them today? Or no more today.
They're clocked in for day 2.
But yeah, we'll get to see more Woah Chills tomorrow. I'm bumping with this team.
Absolutely.
I'm bumping with both of these teams, but like to see such unconventional play styles featured and played at such a high level is absolutely fascinating. So we'll be seeing more Woah Chills tomorrow. We still got Pool B going on, correct? We got Pool B shenanigans coming up. That was a fantastic series.
Yeah,
Great time
absolutely.
casting with you.
Yeah.
It's,
I think
we got
that's
to go to a
everything.
break. Yeah.
Bye. You're done. Bye.
We'll see you later.